Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Tsukihime. When last we left off, we made Hisui blush, to say the least. But, I don't have much to ramble about at the beginning of this episode, so let's just get into it, shall we? After dinner is over, I head to the sitting room to have some tea. Not that I'm in the mood to elegantly drink tea, but I can't exactly refuse Akiya and Kohaku-san's invitation. While drinking the tea that Kohaku-san made, I listened to the conversation between the two. There's a cat meowing very loudly in the other room. By the way, Nisan, about the end of this year... And Kohaku-san suddenly directs the conversation towards me. The end of the year? Aren't you thinking about it a little early? It's only October. What are you saying? Pretty soon it will be November, and once it becomes December, it will be time for winter vacation already. It makes sense to plan this early. Well, I guess you're right. What do you all plan to do? I usually just do the same old thing for New Year's. Yes, I've heard from Miss Arima that whenever you have a long holiday, you spend it at your friend's house. Akiya stares at me as if she wants to say something. How does Akiya know about all these things? Well, she just said she heard from Miss Arima, which means she probably just, asked her? What's wrong with that? Holidays are meant to be spent however you want, and I'm not being a burden to you at all, so leave me alone. Oh my, Shiki-san, you're not going to take a trip? Now, look, Kohaku-san looks weird here to me. I'm only a student, so I don't have any money for a trip. Well, I do want to get a part-time job, but... Nisan, you would know what would happen if the eldest son of the Tono household goes out for a part-time job, right? Kohaku-san, I can't have a little fun like a high schooler with this evil teacher. Well, I suppose that can't be helped. But Shiki-san, you really don't want to go on a trip? I already made reservations for Akiya-sama, you, Hisui-chan, and myself. Reservations? Where? The hotel where we take our winter trip. Since you prefer Japanese things, we decided to keep our trip within the country, right, Akiya-sama? You're the one who said that, Kohaku. I just approved it. Akiya looks away. Yes, of course it was. So please leave your schedules open for the dear Shiki-san. Hisui-chan told me that if you go, she will go too. Happy Kohaku-san. Or something. Do you understand? This would be the first time ever for Hisui-chan to go on a trip. She's always staying at the mansion and never goes out. It's a problem for you to say such things all of a sudden. Well, taking a trip as a family, I haven't actually done that before, so... What is it, Nisan? I won't force you, so if you have other plans, please just let us know. The soons being all soon, it would appear. No, I'll come along. If I refuse your invitation, who knows what you'll do to me. I have been saying this isn't my idea. I don't really care either way. Again, the soon is being soon. Soon. Always forget about the T. Soon. I don't know. I'm not very good at Japanese. Yeah, of course not. Anyways, thanks. Going on a trip with everyone actually does sound fun. You don't have to thank me. It's only natural for a family to go on a trip together. Akia sniffs and turns her head. Now that the main conversation ends, tea time ends quietly. It's time to sleep. Thanks to the discussion in the sitting room, I actually feel more relaxed now. End of the year trip, huh? I can't imagine what the trip will be like, but there's no doubt it will be fun. Phew. Taking a deep breath, I jump into bed. At least for tonight, I wish to not see that dream as I close my eyes. I would quote an Aerosmith song, but I don't remember the lyrics. What is it? I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to... Oh, fuck, I don't remember. I haven't heard that song in, God, a decade? Longer? What is it? I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith? I think it was in Apocalypse Now, right? It was in one of the Apocalypse movies at like the late 90s or early 2000s or something. I don't know. Just a weird thing to pop into my head. I'm a weird person though, so I guess it makes sense. I'm in a dark place. It must be cloudy. There's no moonlight tonight, and I can't see anything. Pan. Oh, right. I think I remember this scene. My breath echoes in the air. I'm not killing anyone tonight. Instead, I'm breaking a doll. Right. Pan. I don't particularly like this scene because of, well, personal things. But I'm not gonna cut it out. Well, if it gets too much, I will actually pause and then resume once it's finished. But we'll see for now. I'll tentatively keep it in, and if not, then I will talk about it a bit after it is finished if I do pause. I grab the arm. I don't care if it comes off, so I hold nothing back. I pull the body and continue to violate the doll. Pan. I've gotten tired of this. This person doesn't do anything. It doesn't even scream, so I don't feel anything. I violate it just to slake my lust. The wind blows. The clouds shift slightly. Yeah, and it's at the point where I'm going to have to pause. Well, not pause, edit, cover things up, censor things, if you will. The nighttime classroom. There, a beautiful doll exists. Pan. The doll doesn't say anything. It doesn't even move by itself. Even when... Right. Alright. What? Who fucking... Taka something? Nasu didn't write the H scenes, if I recall. Other person did, whose name, I think it starts with a T, like Takeuchi or something like that. Takeichi. I don't remember. It started with a T. Something like this. I can't get excited. But still, and I think part of it is the English translation, but seriously, when hard meat is put between its legs. No. Come on. No matter how beautiful it is, a doll can't ever be a fitting companion. Pan. but her feeling is exceptional. Okay, I'm going to pause, and I think this illustrates enough so I don't need to explain whenever I come back. So I will be back in just a moment. Okay, and we're back. It's not a very long scene. Maybe I think reading it aloud would take another 2 minutes at most, at absolute most. Was there anything? I think the only thing really that should be mentioned was, right, I can't scroll it from here. Piss. Well, fuck, don't continue. I didn't tell you to do that. Goddamn game. Maybe lose my train of thought. Oh, that it's unsure whether it's Hisui or Kohaku. That is an important fact and will continue to play through the rest of the visual novel. I know who it is. And the game actually never directly tells you who it is, but it's pretty easy to figure it out. Because while it doesn't directly tell you who it is, it tells you who it is without saying so, if that makes sense. And if you've been paying attention throughout this, you can figure it out pretty easily, actually. I think at this point I had actually figured out all the twists and turns, all of the twists. I figured out most of the twists, including the one big one. I think the one big fuck. What was that? I don't remember. I don't remember for sure. Because I remember the story entirely now, and it's kind of difficult for me to go back and say, well, I remembered this one and I didn't remember this one, but I'm pretty sure I remembered just about everything. Or I had figured out just about everything save for like 1 or 2 plot points, which isn't a bad thing. I still loved it to death, so that's a poor choice of words. The other thing, other than being unsure if it's Hisui or Kohaku, is the person was very obviously insane and rambling, and I will fucking kill blah, and so on and so forth. But I bumped my pop filter. Hopefully that wasn't very loud. But I don't really like that scene for a lot of reasons. But let's get into it, shall we? And since it continued on despite, me not telling it to, because apparently if you try to scroll up like I did on that, it will just decide and say, fuck you, I'm going to advance. And it did. And it said 8 death, I think. I wake up and see it is past 10 o'clock. That's right. Today's a holiday. I lift my body from bed. Unable to contain it, I go into the hallway in my pajamas. And, annoyingly, that's going to pop up every so often. I'm going to have to fucking censor it. Bleh. I'm very annoyed about that, by the way. Oh well. I run to the bathroom and throw up in the sink. I'm actually more annoyed about how fucking hot it is in here. I'm not going to make puking noises into the microphone. I hate it whenever other people do that, so I'm not going to do the same. I will instead drink water. I empty the contents of my stomach, but I still feel sick. Last night's dream. In a sense, it's worse than my dreams of being a killer. It's much, much worse. In my dreams, I don't just violate Akia, but even Hisui and Kohaku-san. That dreaming I violated a girl that looked like Hisui or Kohaku-san all night. Stop with the puking onomatopoeia, please. Not having anything left to throw up, my convulsions start to diminish. As someone that's been sick enough to just be dry heaving with nothing in my stomach including stomach acid, you'll just... Well, this is not like being physically ill, I guess, so there is a difference. To be fair, I say that a lot. I go out into the lobby and seeing Hisui taking care of something. She might be doing some rearranging as I see her carrying a chair towards the lobby. Is it this chair? I feel dizzy. Right now, I can't bring myself to look at her face. But I can't bear to go back to my room without saying anything. If Hisui tries to wake me up as usual, I think the sickness would have been a bit better. Hisui realizes I'm here and quietly walks over to me. Good morning, Shiki-sama. Morning. Sorry for waking up at a selfish time. I apologize as well. I should have been there when you awoke. Please forgive me. Hisui silently bows her head. Hisui's expressionless face. Remembering last night's dream, I start to feel guilty. No, there's no need for you to apologize. I didn't wake up at the usual time, so it's my fault. It's better if you complain to me a bit. If you do that, I'd feel a little bit better. Shiki-sama, but that's just my selfish thoughts. Like right now, my words are making her feel bad. It's nothing. Forget about it. More importantly, I'm kinda hungry. Is breakfast ready? Nissan went outside. Your breakfast is ready in the dining room. Oh. In that case, I'll go have some food. Sorry to bother you while you were working. After saying a quick goodbye, I head towards the dining room. I go back to my room, but I don't really have anything to do here. I've had my fill of sleeping. Thinking about what I should do next, I decide to walk around the mansion. I arrive at the lobby. For some reason, I aimlessly wander around the mansion to confirm my childhood memories. The hallway stretches quite a long distance. When I was a child, I believed that this hallway would go on forever. The mansion seemed as large as a castle, and every day I would walk a bit around the mansion and would carve my name on the wall, the pillars, or the floor. It was sort of a game I would play with Akiya to see who could take over the mansion, saying that whenever we put our names became our territory, the two of us walked around the mansion carrying our names here and there. Here, on the handrail by the stairs, is carved the name Shiki. It was probably because of those games that my old man forbade us from playing inside the mansion. Anyway, if I look closely, I can see both mine and Akiya's name all over the place. I go outside. Come to think of it, most of the time we spent playing was in the garden. Since Akiya was obedient to the old man, unlike me, she could only play outside for about 30 minutes a day. And still, she usually just stayed behind us and watching and listening. But she would energetically run out with us and compete with us whenever games we would play. Perhaps her personality stems from those times. She might have suppressed herself in front of the old man. On the walls of the mansion, the carved names appear again. Shiki, Shiki, Akiya, Shiki, Akiya, Shiki, Akiya, Shiki, 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 Shiki. The ratios are like that, and the name Shiki appears far more times. I suppose Akiya was just a girl, so she couldn't keep up with the boy. Kohaku-san? As I come to the backyard, I see Kohaku's figure from behind. She hasn't noticed me. I don't know what she's doing, but she disappears into the forest. A bit curious, I follow her from a slight distance. And where Kohaku-san is headed to, there seems to be a small clearing. There's a clearing there? Tilting my head to the side, I try to remember, but for some reason, my memory is a bit vague. In the forest of the mansion, I can see a clearing as if trees were cut there. No, can see is not quite right. If you walked by normally, you probably would never notice it. If Kohaku-san didn't walk there, hidden enough by the surrounding trees as it is, I would never have noticed even if I had lived here all my life. That's odd. I don't remember a clearing ever being here. To say the least, I remember ever playing with Akiya in the clearing. I feel like I've never been here before. After thinking for a bit, I decide to go into the clearing. The clearing doesn't strike me as anything out of the ordinary. There's no sign of Kohaku-san, who entered before me. What's this? Just an empty place. I walk to the middle of the clearing. The clearing really is just an empty space. The perfectly level ground, the deep woods enclosed the area. The voice of the cicadas, and the strong summer sunshine that feels like it could dissolve. Eh? Summer sunshine? Ouch. The wound on my chest starts to hurt. Like stabbing. This pain that feels like a kitchen knife stabbing my chest. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp, chirp. From somewhere, I can hear the voice of cicadas. But it's autumn now. The summer sunshine that bathes everything in white. The columns of summer clouds in the far-off sky. I can practically see the voices. At my feet, there are the discarded shells of cicadas. Discarded shell. Someone's discarded shell. My wound opens. My chest becomes painted a dark crimson, black vermilion soaks my hands. Someone's crouched silhouette. The approaching footsteps of a young girl. The columns of clouds in the far sky. The discarded shells of cicadas. I suddenly realize in front of me is the crying face of Akiya, drenched in blood. Chirp, 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 chirp. Voices which try to pierce my eardrums, voices of the cicadas. My chest hurts. I feel sick. My wound healed a long time ago, so why does it hurt so much? My chest is broken. That old wound opens. Blood flows forth from the opening. What is this? My wound, it hasn't healed at all. My consciousness sinks. My wound hurts. Right before I pass out, I remember a terrible image. A hot summer day. Akiya stained in blood and myself staring down at her. The silhouette licks the blood off its hands. Then, the silhouette becomes my face as a young boy laughing with pleasure. And I think this, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to end this episode. Well, this time, we had the dream, so... And it's a dream that is present, it has been present in every route so far, and it's always the turning point of the story. It's where the story really starts to move further and further into the final act. So, ladies and gentlemen, that means we're starting the final act of Hisui's route. So, next time, we will see what that entails, and I hope to see you all there.